miss me, baby you can touch me. I can stay because I'm insatiable. Baby you can miss me, but baby you can kiss me because I'll never have enough. Yeah, baby you can touch me, baby you can text me, but I can stay because I'm insatiable. Baby try to bait me, baby try to hate me, but I can't stay because I'm just, baby I'm insatiable. Nothing's ever gonna be enough for me. But yeah, I can't stop looking for something to ease the pain. Yeah, you never knew how I felt when you were not around. Got that insatiable appetite, and you guess the friends were always right. Yeah, baby I'm insatiable. I can't stop looking for something to ease the pain. Yeah, you never knew how I felt when you were not around. Got that insatiable appetite, that you guess your friends were always right. Yeah, baby, I'm insatiable. Yeah, baby, I'm insatiable. Nothing's ever gonna be enough for me. But yeah, I can't stop looking for something to ease the pain. Yeah, you never knew how I felt when you were not around. Got that insatiable appetite, guess your friends were always right. Yeah, baby, I'm insatiable. Baby, you can miss me, baby, you can touch me. I can stay because I'm insatiable. Baby, you can miss me, but baby, you can kiss me because I'll never have enough. Yeah, baby, you can touch me, baby, you can text me, but I can stay because I'm insatiable. Baby, try to bait me, baby, try to hate me, but I can't stay because I'm just, baby, I'm insatiable. Nothing's ever gonna be enough for me. But yeah, I can't stop looking for something to baby, I'm insaturable. I can't stop looking for something to ease the pain. Yeah, you never knew how I felt when you were not around. Got that insatiable appetite. Guess your friends were always right. Yeah, baby, I'm insatiable. Yeah, baby, I'm insatiable. Nothing's ever gonna be enough for me. But yeah, I can't stop looking for something to ease the pain. Yeah, you never knew how I felt when you were not around. Got that insatiable appetite. Guess your friends were always right. Yeah, baby, I'm insaturable.
Sweet. Welcome to this week's Friday live stream. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys enjoyed that little remix there. It's finally out on all platforms. So thankful for Pan Eyes for picking me for the first place on the competition. I really appreciate that. I think this song came out really well. And I'm so glad that we were able to finally release it. It's up on Spotify, it's up on SoundCloud, and you guys can listen to it now. It's called Pan Eyes Insaturable NASCAR Remix. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And other than that, I'll wrap up the stream. I'm just kidding. How are you guys doing? I think we should probably just talk for a bit. Also, I'm noticing that I'm a little bit offset to the left here, which I'm disliking, so I'm going to move myself a little bit to the right. There we go, thank you. Welcome, everyone. How are you guys doing? 1 second, I gotta remove the switch. Sweet. I have a nice day. See you on Sunday. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well. It's been a pretty busy week because we've got a bunch of new cool shit happening. Let me zoom this out a little bit. I'm gonna go to live chat. Been listening to it on loop. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Trevor, I know it's really not up to you, but do you have plans on coming to the States either this year or next year? Not really, not at the moment. Maybe if I plan a tour in the US, maybe we'll do it then. But honestly, right now, I'm rather focused on just releasing new music, as you were able to notice. With Tech on the World coming out, and now the Pan Eyes remix coming out. you guys are getting a little bit of a taste of what's coming, which is really cool. I was working on a neuro track inspired by that section of your Insatural remix. Ah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Would you say that Germany makes the best cars? I don't know. I don't drive cars. I don't even have a driver's license. I don't need it. Doing good. Been rewatching some of the other streams. That's awesome. Salezo, I was working on a neuro... Oh, I got that already. Cool. Cool. How are you guys doing? Today, I wanted to check out a new plugin. The guys at Minimal Audio were kind enough to shoot me a license for the newly released MORPH EQ. And I wanted to check it out because I wanted to see if there is much more to this than we would initially think. I don't know if you guys got any advertisements for it yet, or if you've guys seen any posts by people. But there is a new EQ plugin out, which is called MORPH EQ. Let me grab... Oh, got a little lag there, but it kind of fixes itself, which is nice. I think they updated the app, which is great. So this... 1 second. Oh, I'm actually just hidden. Sweet. There you go. Cool. I'm living in Germany as well, and when I tell someone I don't have a driver's license, I get roasted every time. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I couldn't pay for it or I don't have the time for it. It's just I don't think it's necessary for me, to be honest. Can you teach more about background for dubstep music? For sure. What's your process with making neuro-reese type sounds? Think dyadic or VR style. Well, usually you would have any kind of sound that's phase cancelling itself in a specific rhythm at a specific speed, and that would kind of be mapped to different notes and pitches, and then just distortion and filtering, really. So that's, with that being said, let's check out this cool little plugin here, which is called MORPH EQ. It's an expressive EQ designer. Also, 1 second, I have to sneeze really badly. Holy crap. Holy crap. Sample that, yeah. All right, cool. So this little plugin here is called MORPH EQ, and it's pretty cool because it's basically, as a producer, you usually end up automating a lot of filters. May it be for transitions, may it be for a kind of fake dynamic EQ kind of situation. And with MORPH EQ, that kind of automation process gets a lot easier because we have this main morph knob here that basically acts as a global macro. And I'll explain how this plugin works and why I think it's pretty cool and why you can actually use it really, really well for like bass design and reese design, for example. Every time I create a good bass line, I have drums and cymbals. It sounds dry. Whenever I add a background, it sounds wet. Can't find balance. Yeah, usually LFO tool helps a lot there. So yeah, with that being said, let's head into Ableton and let's check out this plugin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add... Let's start with a simple white noise sample, right? So this is the new sample pack here. I'm going to grab a pink noise. I'm going to put on my headphones. Oh, you guys can hear all of the background stuff in the outside, right? 1 second. The stupid cars. The stupid ass cards. Okay, cool. So we just have some basic white noise here. And let's load up MORPH EQ. Where are you at? Here you are. So this is MORPH EQ by Minimal Audio. They've also made the other two plugins, which are Rift, which looks pretty nuts. And then you've got a Feedback Light, which is also really cool. It's kind of like the comp filter from Serum with the high and low pass, which I personally really, really like. And funnily enough, I believe if the guys from Minimal Audio are in the chat right now, please say hi. Because I have a question about the filter in this plugin. I have a question about that. And then, so this is MORPH, this is the newest plugin, and I was really interested in this one because the way you can automate things in this plugin is really cool. So we have a basic white noise here, or pink noise in this case, and what's really cool, hello Keel, what's really cool is that we can add any points by double clicking, and then if you click all the way to the right, you obviously get a low pass filter. Click all the way to the left, you get a high pass filter, and then if you go more over here, I think you have to go down, where was it? Here. You get a high shelf, and then here you get a low shelf. Obviously, you get a peak filter. You can also pick a bandpass filter, notch filter. So you kind of have all of the basic kind of like filter shapes that you can think of. But where it gets really creative is once you start adding any kind of filter, you see that our point here that we can move around has a little ring around it. Even if I add one here, we have a little ring here. And this is really cool because if we move over to the ring and we drag and drop like this, what we've basically done is we've created a morph. So now this is morphing, and let me just show you. This is morphing between that point and this point. So as you can see, we can manipulate frequency, and we can manipulate the Q. So we can go down as well. And the cool part is that we can even change the curve here of our morph, and we can add points in between like this, for example, and we can get pretty nuts with the automations. So for example, you could do a simple low pass filter that does something like this, and then we could add a high pass filter that is only supposed to do something like this, for example. And then we get that, which is pretty nuts. And then on top of that, that makes life so much easier. Yeah, it makes life quite easy because you don't have to go into the settings of whatever EQ you're using, and then you have to click on it and move it around to be able to automate it. It's always just open up MORPH EQ, hit the morph button here, press A, start automating it. And then whatever you want to use, we then just do an automation. Maybe you want a peak that goes the other way. And it's all just editable right away. It's really cool. You can do a lot of creative stuff, and you can add so many, like, I think there's no limit to the amount of filter shapes that you have here. So you can just keep adding shit, which is pretty nuts. And we can maybe do something like this. We go like this first, and then we go like there. So you can get pretty creative, and you can just reset it by hitting default, and then you're just left with the automation again. Where I initially found this really cool at was with Reese's. So I thought that this might be very useful on Reese's. So let's make a quick Reese's serum, and then a very, very simple one. For that, we're going to put the unison to 2, turn on the random, turn on the width, and then turn up the detune quite a lot. We're going to turn up the semitones here up to 24, and we're going to draw a quick E note, pitch that down, turn this on, off, and let's automate. Let's hit configure, automate the pitch bend, and I'm pretty sure we can do some pretty crazy stuff with this. So let's automate that. Let's grab a snap heap, add a simple empower rack. You guys hearing everything? We turn out the output. Cool, so that's just a very basic saw wave. Let's add a little pitch bend to it. Let's add some white noise to it. Let's make it high passed. Cool. And now we can load up MorphQ, and we can just start automating the morph. And I'm literally going to go in here and just do a very simple automation like this. So right now, obviously, morph isn't doing anything. But now we can randomize the presets that are in this plugin and just reset the automation there. Do that again. And we get the different effects. Some of them don't have any morph. Yeah, like that one, for example. And then another pretty crazy thing about MorphQ that I have to talk about is this. So if we have any kind of setup, one thing that I always like to do is to obviously move around the EQs, right? When we have them automated, for example. Now that would be pretty difficult if we, for example, had 4 different kilohertz filters here. We'd have to move all of them each. But here you have the shift knob, so you can move all of them at the same time, kind of like in Slice EQ. So if you wanted to, you could also automate the shift here. But we can obviously, yeah, so that's, it's pretty nuts. Then you have a pinch, so it kind of moves all of them towards the middle. And then you have a spread, which kind of actually makes it stereo. And then you have a scale, and this scale is basically like kind of like a mount knob, right? So if we turn this up, you can also go to 36 decibels and make those very, very resonant. Another thing that we can do is we can set the filter to be parallel and then add 2 points and make them both be band passes. So this one is a band pass, this one's a band pass. So you get one band pass and you get a high band pass. And that's pretty nuts. We can just automate this around like crazy if we wanted to. Let's do some crazy stuff here. No idea what I'm doing. There you go. Bam. Let's automate it. And then we can shift it around. You can pinch it. You can scale it. So we can do a bunch of really, really cool stuff here. So I feel like for Reese Design, this is really cool. You can go to any of these morphing presets. And you can get some pretty cool... Oh, that one's fun. So if you have any kind of reason it sounds a little boring, you could definitely probably play around with this. It's really cool. Now, not only that is very, very useful with it, but another thing that I found very, very useful with MorphQ is for bass design. So with bass design, what we want to do is we want to use a envelope follower with it. So instead of automating the morph knob here in Morph, we want to use an envelope follower. Now, I really wish that Minimal Audio do some kind of update to this and add a built-in envelope follower that literally just like has the morph knob move with the input audio. Because if we, for example, take a very simple serum patch here, and let's do a simple spectral, let's actually do one of my wavetables here, complex 4. Let's automate this. I want to put this to envelope. Let's do like a simple. Like if you do something as simple as that, and let's put this to envelope. Let's add a snap heap. And I'm going to just add a empower. What we can do with MorphQ is once we have an envelope follower in our little chain here, we can just map that to the morph button. And now we can just kind of do anything that we want. So we can just add a high pass filter and just do an automation like this. Obviously, this morph would have to be turned up here. Maybe move it around a little bit. Maybe add a low pass and do something like this. And you can obviously also move these around. So you have to be a little bit careful because the envelope follower will reset. So you basically have the starting point, the end point, and then you have the point that moves in between. And that's how you move the whole EQ band. So you kind of have to like catch it when it's not overlaying when you're using the envelope follower. And then you can move the other side. Now, for example, we can add a peak and do something like this. And I really like this kind of sound. Let's move it. Also, try to not move it while you're playing, for example, with the envelope follower, because it's going to mess it up. And then we can add a final one, for example, like a notch filter, and then just automate it to go like this. Maybe put it here. And the best part about this whole process now is that we can use the shift to offset the whole EQ. And we can get some really nasty sounds out of this. Let's also turn on this separate sub. Now, one other thing that I've really noticed that is really cool is that this morph EQ kind of makes it possible to use the separate sub and not mess it up with filtering. So the way we would do that is instead of adding a high pass or a band pass, even though we can do that as well, and it sounds really cool, I'll show you right now. I'll do this. The band pass sounds really good. And then with the scale here, we can actually change the amount of it. We can also go to 36 decibels. Whoops. And we can also just add simple peaks like this. Make them really sharp. And then just move them up like this. And we get like a resonant peak. Which is pretty cool. And then you can just kind of move the frequency around. Let me reduce the total gain here. And then move the frequency around. And then we can shift everything. So you could probably build like your own little resonator kind of thing here. Add another one. So you can do some really cool stuff. And then the other cool thing I found out is that if you add a peak and just have it start at 0, like this, and then add a automation like this. Let's put it to 36. Let's make this a little bit bigger. You can get it quite clean as like a high pass with a separate sub. Now we can also take down the curve like this to make it even cleaner. You can maybe add a low pass. Now let's add a notch filter. Automate that as well. And now we get a pretty clean like kind of automation here. And then when we change the wavetable position, let's add another peak. Maybe do something like this. Move it around. You get some really cool sounds. Let's add one more, and then that's just going to be a straight peak like this. Let's reduce the total amount here. And now we can just use the shift. And we get some really nasty stuff. Now, I even figured out how you can technically use the high shelves to make it a amp kind of modulation as well. So it's all in one. So you don't even have to have anything like kind of move around like that. But this is pretty nuts. We can even try this on maybe like a bass glitch or something like that and see what it does there. So let's copy this over. And then map this to this morph. Like that. Are we on the right one? Oh no. This one doesn't want to move anymore. Oh, we don't have it mapped. And try a different one. We probably need some kind of processing after this. So let's do that as well. Let's try something simple. I want to even try one of the spectral glitches that I have here. We can even add a little LFO tool in the beginning and make it hover so we get a cleaner automation. Yeah, there you go. How nasty is that? So now you can just use any kind of glitch. And you have that, all of that automated for you, which is pretty cool. Let's put this down to 1.5. Oof. And then maybe on top of that, we could add the other plugin from Minimal Audio, which is a Riff Feedback Lite, which I really like. I think it's even free right now. Let me check. Feedback Lite is, yeah, it's currently free. I highly recommend it because it's, are the guys here yet? And I think they are, right? Uber Pro Q keyboard view. Narrow bass. So the thing about these kind of feedbacks is, I'm going to simply demonstrate it by using like a little noise shot here. The reason, I'm going to literally just use that. The reason why this kind of feedback, and even like the simple delay here in Ableton has that as well, technically speaking. And then we can also add a simple delay, okay, just delay with a filter, for example. So if we talk about filters, right? If we have them be tonal like this, the really cool part about the bandpass here, or the filter, the built-in filter in the delay, is that it's, I think, as far as I know, it's inside of a feedback loop. Hello, OTT. Sweet. You're finally home to watch. Oh, and I'm getting the lags again. 1 second. It went fine last time. I don't know what's going on. Why is it buggy again? Connect. Are we fine again? Yes. Okay, cool. What I've noticed is that this bandpass works a little differently than just being a normal bandpass. We can even compare this. If I load up, let's load up a simple delay here afterwards with the same bandpass settings, so we can actually just duplicate this. And let's just turn off the feedback here, turn off the dry wet. Let's turn off the filter. So we're going to do two versions. We're going to have one version where we have the filter off and just a simple filter, one filter afterwards, and then the built-in filter. So this is what the delay sounds like with the built-in filter. And then this is what it sounds like with the filter just on top. A big, big difference. That compared to this. And the reason why that is, I believe, is because the filter is being fed back into the feedback loop by itself. So the way it works, I believe, is that after every feedback, it'll filter it one more time. So that over time, the filtering gets stronger and stronger. And we get this weird kind of like really cool tonal effect that you actually can't get any other way. And it was really difficult for me to even like kind of replicate this in and try delay and do a delay for Snap Peep, because the filter there as well doesn't have any built-in filter. So even if we use a bandpass, it will never sound the same. The only way it sounds the same is if we, for example, turn on the feedback there and we start duplicating this kind of chain like this, like a feedback loop. Then it'll start doing the same thing. So that's kind of unfortunate that we don't have that yet in kilohertz, but I was able to kind of emulate it quite nicely in as try delay and do delay, but with a lot of hassle, of course. But again, with riff feedback, we have the same thing. So we can put this to, for example, comp, even actually time. So let's put it to 3. And then let's turn it up all the way. So now we have a high pass filter and a low pass filter. And as you can hear, we get that same kind of weird tonal kind of sound. Because as far as I know, the same filter is being fed into the feedback chain, is feedbacking itself, right? Which makes it sound really cool. And so we can use that on top of the morph EQ here. So we can just start doing maybe some comp filtering here. And we start adding that in. We can maybe even mix it in. It sounded really cool on this one. Whoa! That's nasty. Whoa! And now we can kind of just throw in any kind of glitch. I think we'll have to do the... Just undo that. Let's map the automation, throw in anything else. Yeah, it's really cool. We have this really funny one. Even sounds decent with that. So you can even try out some of the other bass glitches that we have in the first pack, for example. Maybe mix them up. And you get a lot of really cool kind of bass variations here. And again, we can go back into the morph EQ and just change it. And I really like this idea that you can kind of just... I haven't tried out the pinching and stuff with this yet. Sounds really nasty as well. We can even turn up the scale. Make it a little bit extreme. Oof! It's giving it like a... That's nasty. We can even, what is it? We can saturate it inside of the plugin, so we can turn on the clipping. If you don't want it to clip. Let's load up another one of these. Feedback light. Oops. Sorry about that. I think my helmet just stopped working for a second there. And we can even go for certain notes as far as I know. So you can go to tune and you can just go for the note that you want to go for. So for example, if I want to go for an E, maybe for an E1. Let's go for an E0. Can just mix that in, maybe a D. And we get some really nasty kind of like rhythm kind of sounds here. Wow. Yeah, it's really cool. And then maybe we could do a different shape like this. Maybe we can cut out the sub, for example. And then we can do just a simple kind of like... Let's do like a bam, 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 bam. Let's add a serum. And a pink noise. Whoops, give me this one. Let's saturate this. Do a quick. Turn that down. Add a delay to it. Let's make it a little slower, right? It's a bit fast. And then we'll probably have to make this feedback kind of play there. Make this one slower. Let's pick a different bass glitch. Let's pick one of these. And then let's make this one a little bit smoother. So that's pretty nuts, right? Oof. Oof. What the hell? Oh shit, okay. Let's actually write something here. I'm gonna grab this. Oh, we're already in mids. Perfect. I'm gonna do this, delete this. Oh, that's nasty. Holy crap. I think I'm gonna put this over here. I think we had the automation on for it. Riff feedback mix. Let's put that over there. And that's gonna join the squeaky dubstep bandwagon. Yes. Let's go with kick 05 here. Let's go with a tight snare. Let's play the whole thing. I gotta set up some quick sidechain because I'm a dumbass and keep forgetting to add that to my template. For drum rack. Audio. Add another one. Turn this thing off. This to 0. This to 0. And let's make this one go down rather. That's nasty. Maybe make this one also kind of move the same way. Let's hold this. Wow. Let's pick a different sample for this. Let's have some fun. Mess around with this. Cool. Now, next up, we need some hi-hats. Oh, another cool thing that I noticed that I haven't told you guys yet as well is that you can also use this very nicely. For example, if you want to add a little bit more smack to your drums, like your snare drums, for example. If we add morph EQ in here, and we just do a very quick automation for the morph, like we literally just do something like this, and it's always 100%. Just something simple like that. We can now start to add, for example, a little bit more high end if we want to. So we can do something like this. But most importantly, I want to add a little peak here. I gotta be careful again about moving it when it's playing. And there you go. Let's add a saturator. turn off the high quality mode. We could obviously also get rid of the low end if we just switch the peak to a high pass. Let's make the Q a little bit less. Oops. Oh, holy shit. Oh, that sounds funny as fuck. What the hell? Kinda sick though. Whoa. I'm trying to control the... Oops. Always make sure that you move it first. I'm trying to change it. Can we offset this? We can't, right? Oh, we can. Cool. I'm trying to see if we can offset the... I don't think it changes it. So the... Wait, so why can we do this? Oh, okay, so we can do it here. Oh, so, I see. Okay. I actually just kind of like it more on the peak. It's just a little cleaner, right? Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, that's nasty. And obviously you can always like layer these delays. So for example, we can have one be at E, and then have another one just be on a comp filter mode. That's cool. Let's add some back effects. Let's clean this one up a little bit. Let's also add a... I think we gotta make this one... Yeah, that's cool. And maybe we can use one of the spectral glitches at first. So right here. And now we're going to use a secret sauce. All right. We're going to go to our mid section here. I'm going to use a new rack that I've made, that I've been developing the past days. And this rack is very special because it allows you to basically just saturate anything with sub, even a master. That's why there's 2 versions of it, without actually saturating the low end. So it's basically, and I'm going to show you the difference here. It's really cool. This is called Smart Clip. This is coming out next Monday. And it's kind of crazy for me because usually the way we know about saturators is that that if we saturate something that has sub in it, we lose information, right? So if we look up a size scope, let's put this to 2 beats. We take a look at the waveform here, it just gets squarified. Even though we have information here, if we saturate it, it just gets squarified, right? Now, with a Smart Clip, if we have this preserve button, so if we push it the same amount, let's push it 12 decibels. Let's turn on the preserve all the way. Same situation, but let's turn out the preserve. And you can see how we've gotten back our detail here. We've gotten back all the characteristics of our sound. So without and with, which is pretty nuts. I know there's another plugin called Newfangled Saturate, I think, that kind of does something similar, but not to this extent. So with this, you can really push it. And then, so the normal Smart Clip is minimum phase, which means that it's using minimum crossfade, crossovers for the splitting. So it's basically processing the sub independently from the mids and highs. And then Smart Clip X is actually kind of meant to be for like mastering, for example, because it's still a soft clipper. But in this case, the crossover is happening in linear phase. So therefore it's a bit cleaner. And it's using it in a very smart way. As you can see, we only have a latency of 1.5 milliseconds, but it is unfortunately adding around 12 milliseconds of delay. And it's irreversible, so there's no latency compensation, which means that this is something that you will only want to use if either those 12 milliseconds are okay, if you're fine with those, or if it's on the master. Because on the master, it's fine. So this one's linear phase, and then this one's minimum phase. And this one actually also drives up to 16 decibels, and then Smart Clip X only drives up to 12, because it's meant for mastering, it's more delicate. And then you have the same thing, and this is really nuts, for Snap Peep. So you have a Smart Clip for Snap Peep, and then you have a Smart Clip X. So for all the people here watching that are not using Ableton, you can use the same clipping method in Snap Peep. So this is N Smart Clip. Again, with a little bit of preserve here. And it's really cool how you can dial in the amount of preserve. I might also want to go here and turn on the random sub there. You can see how we're squarifying everything, and then with preserve, we're bringing all of that detail back. How cool is that? How cool is that? And then the same goes for Smart Clip X, which is also linear phase. So you can get things really loud. I'm going to use, and you can, as you can hear, there is a difference between these two. This is Smart X, and this is just minimum phase. You can hear there's a bit more of a muddiness in this one because of the low frequencies there. Obviously, we could clean that up in the sub as well. We could just go in here and clean it up like this as well. And they sound a little bit more different, similar. And you can literally take any of your tracks, put this onto the master, especially Smart X, put it on the master, and probably get 3 to 4 decibels more loudness out of your drops, for example. Yeah, an additional 12 decibels even, right? So that was probably 24 decibels, and it wasn't distorting as hard as you would think it would, right? So if we again load up Smart Clip, and also working on this one, which is called N1 delay, which is supposed to be kind of be like a replica. It's a simple delay, but it has a bunch of, I think it redoes the bandpass filter a bunch of times as well to kind of give you a similar sound. But these are the main attractions here, which is Smart Clip. And listen just to the difference here, right? It's just a square wave. It's just a square wave at this point. Turn up the preserve, and you have all that detail back. It's ridiculous. It's such a crazy effect. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that to the drop here. Again, without preserve. With it. Where's the mix up? I think the mix has kind of disappeared here. Let's turn this back up. I think it was only here actually. Mix 50. Mix 50. There we go. How cool is that? We can even pitch these down or up if we wanted to. Maybe pick different. I want to do some crazy automation to the sub here for a second. So I'm going to go up to 7. And I'm going to do something like this. Let's duplicate this. Loop this. And obviously we can try some other stuff here as well. We can just kind of drag in anything and it'll kind of work and kind of do its thing. This is some spectral noise. We can try that one sounds kind of silly. We can try some back effects. Even though that probably doesn't sound as interesting, usually the bass glitches sound the most interesting. You can obviously always just go in and just draw a note as well. So if we are on E, we can just go with E. And we can always get a little bit more information out of, for example, using Serum and just doing a simple wavetable morph. So we go to N wavetables, for example, complex 5, and just morph through that. Copy over this little chain here. Bam. Paste it over. And oh, it's taking a while. There we go. Turn it up. Yeah, how cool is that? Switch the wavetable. So right now we're not even using any of the stuff in Serum. Put this to BPM. Let's put it to 1, 2. So maybe use one of the square effect ones. Maybe try some FM. And I'm lagging again. 1 second. There we go. Sorry about that. You can obviously also use an EQ here and just kind of reduce the... Yeah, it's so much fun. Maybe we can also go back like this. Maybe add some unison. Let's redo it there. We might want to do... How cool is that? And then just this LFO here controls what this sounds like, right? So if we can do maybe 1, 2. And then in MORPH EQ, we just change the shift. Got him. And I figured out that you could even, like, instead of using the LFO tool, you could literally draw in the automation as well. It gets a little crazy here, but what we can do, we can basically just draw the automation. So you just do maybe something like this, and maybe one over here. Like that. Now the issue is that obviously we don't have any volume automation. But what we can do is we can add a high shelf like this. We can turn on the cube and we can just turn this down all the way. Turn on the cube even further like that. And then we can just automate this up all the way. And then we basically just get like a volume change. And I like to have it all the way back here, so it's a lot easier to... Like that. And then we have it extremely clean. You can click the top one and then reduce it like this. You can also turn on the scale. It's so fun. It's so easy to do. And now we can just control all this with this. So we can do like a different automation here. So maybe do one like this. That's a bit longer. Obviously, always turn this up. And the best part is that you can also obviously automate the shift. So we can do... We can change the pitch. So when it comes to filter movement, this plugin is kind of like OP, right? It's really OP. Where's the feedback at? I can't here, the feedback mix. I think we got rid of it again for some reason. And then obviously if we want to open these up, I believe we can, yeah, we could just open them up like this. Have them be a little less aggressive. Like that. Oof. Maybe have this one follow along with the shift. Let's add a little bit of a swoosh to this. Maybe delete the background, the layout, I mean. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. Like, you can do so much cool shit with this. And again, all of this process is now outside of Serum, so you could use Serum, you could use anything else, right? It's totally up to you what you want to use here. You can even go with Operator. Let's try, instead of using the positive feedback, let's try the negative feedback. Wow, that's cool. Oh wow, that sounds funny. So yeah, if you have the scale at 0, you can also go the other way around. I don't know why you would want to do this though. So that's why I usually use the high shelf here. It's so clean, it's so fast. again, this is just simple. We should probably add one more thing, which is a KHS convolver. And then this one, we're going to use one of the base IRs. Wait, why is it not working? Is it inactive? Whoa, what's going on? Senor! Worky. We could also make this follow. So we could grab this. Let's add an envelope follower here. Create another chain and then mute this one. Auto filter. Let's have it like let's have it this loud, right? This morph EQ seems to be quite loud, as you can see right there. So maybe turn down the output volume. Cool. And then we map this to Nido utility. And then map this to 50%. And let's add a little bit of a fall. Yeah, that's cool. And then here we just have a clean like that. Let's add a snap peep. Add an audio follower with an envelope. Turn on the decay here. And then we just add a frequency shifter. And the pitch bend is not supposed to. And then whatever we do for the automation in here, we can obviously change it up entirely. So we can do maybe something else. Let's do something entirely new here. We can even grab a simple shaper effect. So we just grab a shaper and we can map it to the morph. And then maybe we can do some cool. That's probably a little bit too much. Let's do a rate of 1, 2. That's really cool. Now, obviously, you can also automate the FM amount here, so we can just do some really fun stuff there. What the hell? But I feel like, 1 second. I also have a dry wet here. How fun is that, right? And then, of course, we could use LFO shaper as well. So instead of morphing this again, we could just use envelope follower and then just map it right over here. And then we can just grab something like snap heap and just do a randomized automation with gain a percentage. And we can add another foe, put this to sync. And I love doing this. This is so much fun. 50%. And literally just draw on your automation, whatever you want. So much fun. Let's make it even slower, make it into a longer like automation, like a longer thing here. So let's turn this up to 16. Let's do... I'm literally just drawing this in, right? Just having fun. That's the whole point. Let's try doing a 12 here. I think we should probably have it at 4. Now we could also try using an LFO table and putting this to sync. And what we can then do is we can just automate this. So we just do 50. And we're going to do something entirely else here. So we're going to do, we're going to move this. We're going to use another LFO here, put it to sync. Let's just do this. Let's put this to 2. Like that. Like that. And then we're going to move this until frame number 2. And now frame number 1, we can just draw in whatever we want. Cool. Go to frame number 2. I think you have to hold shift to do that. And then we're going to draw on something else here. Yeah. How cool is that, right? And then we have smoothing. We go back into morph. And I would like to have the convolver be somewhere up front here. So let's do another convolver. So that's kind of it, right? Obviously, we don't have to do this. We could also just do a simple other file and just kind of be done with it by just putting it to 4:4. That would also make it easy. Right, we just have to drag and draw in whatever thing that we want there, and then whatever thing that we want over here. So maybe we can do like a bam, 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 and then another bam, bam, bam. Make these a little tighter. And then make these. Obviously, the shelf EQ here looks a little silly, right? As you can see. It looks a little silly, so let's delete the shelf EQ. So you can see how you can get a lot of like cool kind of main bassline kind of sounds out of this. Just by messing with FM. Let's delete this automation. EQ is really cool for this kind of stuff because you can just quickly shift all of the different automations that you have going here. You don't have to go in there individually. Oops. Cool. So that's the sounds that we can do with that. And so I've tried it on Reese's. I've tried it on like individual songs as well. Obviously, as you remember with the glitches. Yo, welcome Varexian. What if you do sync on the wavetable as the frame goes on? Sync? I can also, again, I really wish that this plugin had some kind of built-in envelope follower. I think that would make it a whole lot easier to work with in any DAW, because not everyone knows about envelope followers, right? And obviously, automating the morph here is pretty cool. But again, not everyone is going to know how to set up a envelope follower, and maybe just having like a little button here that does it for you, right? So like a little envelope follower button with a threshold or like a gain slider next to it would make it very easy to use. It's so cool how like you can just have any kind of input signal and it'll just turn it into a bass. And depending on the level here, it's so much fun. Oh, you get so many cool sounds out of this. I can even imagine this being kind of like PITCHMAPy, right? So if we loaded up PITCHMAP, I can imagine, because of all of the different resonances that we have, I can imagine this even working with PITCHMAP. So let's load it up. PITCHMAP 1. Now, the way you have to use PITCHMAP, it's a bit confusing, but if we go into the notes here and we go to E, let's go to key transform, E, natural minor, and then we're going to have to find the first one of these bubbles that is on an E on the side here. So C, D, E, this is the note right here, this is the note right here. And then what we need to do, and I usually do this just to make it easier for myself, I switch it to a different icon here, so I can kind of follow along and move it until we hit the first E in the bottom piano. So I move it right over here, and now we have PITCHMAP be in tune. And I think now you just mess around with this. And then obviously we gotta get rid of the gotta get rid of this. Maybe we can even write a little melody here. Let's do maybe with like a let's turn this on. E minor. approach the wavetable. Ooh. Let's put in some more melodic context. Alright, CPU is not dying yet. Now it's... Let's mess around with the feedbacks. Mess around with MORPH EQ. Whoa! Okay, that was getting crazy. I want to get rid of the Codex frequency shifter here. I want to try and see if we can make a melody using MORPH. So I'm going to write down a little thing here. Then we're gonna go down and down. Turn up the scale. And let's do like a I'm really bad at drawing. Maybe you can, oh god. Let's do oh, this looks so bad. I wanted to do like a move the face a little bit. Cool, so we're getting a little bit of a melody here from MORPH EQ. You can even move some of these. PitchMap is really OP when it comes to like creating melodies from shit like this. I want to do like a Can I copy? Can I copy paste this? Copy paste? Nope. Copy paste doesn't work. But we can also clean this up. We can just do a very simple shape like this. The only downside I can see to this is that it's like doing like an envelope follower, for example, is not as perfect as, for example, like in Serum, where you can like have a perfectly repeating sound, right? This is really cool. I like this a lot. Let's add a comps filter. Whoa! This sounds awesome. Let's get rid of this. What the hell? And then we do let's add a back effects here. Let's just add the same PitchMap onto it. Where's PitchMap? Put that on there. Also, one thing, obviously, if you're using PitchMap and you don't want to lose any CPU, just freeze and flatten everything that you're using it with. And then we do a really, really cool trick. For me, I've done it so many times that it's so easy. You just grab a snap heap. You grab an LFO, put it to sync. You write some random ass melody, so bam, 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 something like that, something like that. We just add a frequency shifter, and then just shift it around. It was really difficult. It's having a hard time detecting this one. Well, makes sense, right? This one sounds so awesome. I love this one. And then we can just draw in. How cool is that? And funnily enough, PitchMap is still doing something even if the purifier is at 0. I love this plugin. Here we go, an octave lower. Oof. Oh, we could also automate this down here. Let's put this to no trigger, never trigger from node on. And let's automate it. Let's make it a little bit more resonant. Go back to MORPH. Wow, that's insane. Okay, back. Pitch is a little crazier. You can even try a saw wave. Maybe we do the infamous. Sounds really cool as well. And maybe now we can actually play different notes. So let's put this to E as well. So we're not getting that note, I think, because we have to move these down. It's crazy how much filtering is really adding to the sound here. We can obviously just write like a melody as well that kind of repeats itself. So we can do something like this, for example. And then I personally just still like it when it's just a simple like wavetable, and then kind of the actual wavetable characteristics make the sound and the melody. And then maybe we duplicate the sound, which will take a while. And then I want to do a more metallic sound. So this time around, I want to go with a basic shape. And then this time around, I'm not gonna use the snap heap to have the envelope follower follow it. And then go triple grid, please. And so when this one goes out, we're going to have another utility here, and then that one is being modulated by this one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into here, and we're just going to automate the volume of this. Turn on the unison to 5. then the morph EQ should already be working. Let's get rid of the shift. We don't need that anymore. So just delete the automation. I want to get rid of the convolver here as well, and then I'm going to use the riff feedback to dial in a lot of resonance. So I want a little bit more noise to this. So I want to go. Probably like that. And then duplicate this one more time. Maybe around there. It's a very standard kind of like FM bass. Wait, we're editing the wrong one here. Let's try and pitch map that. Having a hard time pitch mapping. Oh, there we go. I have this one before. Probably have these in parallel though. of like working like the intro delay or like enduro delay a little bit. Yeah, it kind of sounds right. And we could obviously take that note and now play it somewhere else. That's pretty cool. Can you automate the PITCHMAP bubbles? Yes, you can. You can automate. You can actually. I believe you can. I might not be sure about that though. So I'll make this a little higher. And then obviously I would go ahead and just like resample these, right? So I would go -6, -6. So that's number 1. And then we're going to record 14 serum. Cool. And then we can make this all a little bit cleaner. How cool does that sound though? Let's push both of these 6 decibels. Ah, that sounds so awesome. Let's clean this one up though a little bit. No, I just want to cut it. And then here obviously we have a ton of like smearings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit triple grit. I'm going to pick one that sounds really cool. I'm just going to... Maybe you could pick a different one. And that one sounds pretty cool. Let's go with crossfade. And then we just make sure that we copy the same. Come on, cut this. Oh, stop doing a crossfade. Holy shit. Because we don't want it to repeat like that. Because if it does repeat like that, we can kind of hear the artifacts and shit. So. And we can even take these now and like delay them. I really like this sound right here. Maybe you can find another one that sounds cool. Copy this. Now it's let's try a multi-chord. Well, actually a glitch. That one's cool. Let's make a photo. Let's give it less amounts of frequency shifting. I love that. And then obviously you can just play around with the chord progression. So we can start with an E and go up to a C. Oh my god, the stupid bots. And what's really cool as well, one thing that you can always do to kind of emphasize the melodies here is we can just add a simple supersaw that is doing a simple high pass. Something extremely simple like this. And then we can just kind of we can rewrite the melody with just a saw wave, and it'll usually sound really cool because you can kind of like layer it quite nicely. I'll need to add an OTT, a saturator, and an EQ though. So let's do. Maybe you can even also add some kind of harmonic content to this part. And then obviously we would want to actually like kind of follow the rhythm. That was way too much. Wait. Oh. So go back to triplet. So you can see how that's just adding all that information. And then with the... I wanted to use a high notch. Longer progression. I think that's going to be super fun. If you want, you can add a little bit of reverb. Obviously not on this one, because this one kind of... Let's try 7th. This is what the by the way, this is what the drop would sound like if we had the preserve all the way down. And you usually want to write this kind of melody in the same key, even the same octave as whatever bass you're playing, to kind of emphasize that. And then here we do like a big reverb throw. So we need a reverb with an EQ. Probably a little too loud. Let's make the thing a little bit simpler. Ooh, how about we add a little kick here? Made out over here. And then we remove this. Let's give these a different channel. Like that. Because I do want to add a little bit more high end to these. I also want to try a vocoder on this with noise. Let's do a little double click here. Let's move this gain down. Move this up a little bit. And this one doesn't make sense because it's not playing by the rules. Let's duplicate this one. Cut these out. And then that's actually unnecessary. We can just do a quick. You should probably also automate this a little bit. Like we can go to the rate here and then one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Bum, 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 bum. I love that. What was that? Another one! Again, yeah. That's really annoying. Now I want to do a little cool thing here because I'm a little inspired. And I think you can do actually another cool thing with... let me note that pink noise again. In here. I believe you can... I believe you can use, where is it? Plugins, VST3. I believe you can use MIDI input. We would have to go put an external instrument into this though. So let's do that. Send it to 24 instruments. Rift feedback live. And then go to MIDI. Yeah, it works. Cool. Let's use a Valhalla room. Oops, let's go down. Let's copy this one over. Copy, grab these out. I'm gonna create a little melody here, and then paste them in here. And then let me add a. Hello, I'm doing fine. How about you? This one sounds a bit boring. Let's put a arpeggiator on it. Add a chord, add a scale. Let's go with minor. Serum. Four, 7, 16. Are we in the right key? We should be, right? Sounds a little off. I think this transpose here is new. I don't think they had that before. This minor here doesn't sound correct. We are in minor. Oh, this is at 6. Cool, let's add a wavetable instead, because that one just sounds better. I'm doing fine, how about you? Something sounds off about the... Probably because it's just a resonant kind of peak. So we're going to grab PITCHMAP and kind of pitch correct those notes as well. This should probably be after the saturation. And then I'll have to fix that again. E natural minor. This is probably E, so just change it once. It's having a hard time. Let's put it before the... Not sure about that yet. We will probably just have to switch this out for like some kind of synth. Probably more like an operator with some FM. I like it like this. And this is kind of like... This probably needs like an OTT on here. And then we go back to the drop. So a little bit of a glitch here. Ooh. I kind of actually, I honestly want to like start it at C. And then go back to C. Yeah, so the sub is basically just following this. So that's what it's following. With an envelope follower. Well, it's actually following this one. Which it technically should be following this one right here. So let's just do that then. Grab that again. Map it to gain on the sub here. On the one of these two. Both of them are mapped. What the hell? This is not... What? Oh, this is already mapped. Okay. I have this before any kind of like latency plugins. Make sure this doesn't have any inputs, because right now this has 17 inputs, so... And then here on these bases, let's go ahead and do no input. And then here this utility, we're going to delete it. And we're going to map this gain over here. Again, this seems to probably have a pitch map on it. Yes, over there. Sweet. I think that sounds pretty cool. Man, this MORPH EQ is so awesome. I love it. Just the shift feature here. It's so cool. And then let's just use like some random Kara vocal, because why not, right? Just to make it kind of like sound cool at the end. Oh, that's smart. It sounds gorgeous. Thank you. Let's go sounds, instruments, vocals. Is it also going to load up the vocals that I have? I think so.
Let me take you to my higher. I don't wanna what I need you.
I have a question for you, Nasco. How long did it take you to learn sound design? Oh, years, right? 6 years? 7 years?
Come a little closer, 'cause my heart's beating fast. It's will you rescue me? I need to true that
Hey!
First time you got me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We about to run it up.
I can feel it. Don't let them bring you down. And I won't give up now.
Get up. Give me that.
I don't know you. I don't recognize myself. Tell me how.
And this kind of sounds. This sounds kind of. This sounds kind of cool.
Tell me how. Tell me how.
Like a little faster. Maybe like around here.
Tell me how. Tell me how. Tell me how.
And then obviously pitch it right? And I actually want to pitch it up.
Tell me how. Tell me how. Tell me how.
That sounds kind of cool. Let's see if we find other spots. Those don't sound too great, but let's keep going. So the BPM is 100, so let's type that in. It's probably over here. And the very first one sounded the coolest, honestly. Let's try and pitch map that as well, because why not?
Tell me how.
So we are in E, natural minor.
Tell me how. 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 Tell me how.
That's cool. Let's add a snap peep with a frequency shifter.
Tell me how. Tell me how. Tell me how. Tell me how. Tell me how.
Let's add an OTT.
Tell me how. 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 Tell me how.
When the pitch map should be first.
Tell me how.
And let's add a simple delay. Valerian. You might really like this plugin. Welcome to the stream. Can you hear me? I want to show you a cool plugin. So there's this plugin called MORPH, and it basically allows you to randomize a... I'm going to do this on a quick Reese, right? Because Reeses are usually the easiest to do this on. Beep, 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 beep. If you take a simple Reese like this, for example, and let's do that. And we automate the pitch bend kind of just randomly. Doesn't quite matter. Something like that, for example. And then we obviously distort it. Let's do some OTT. So let's do but the pitch bend should be probably a little bit more interesting. Hello, Five Steps. Welcome, welcome. So if we load up MORPH, it's right over here. MORPH. What you can do is you basically have this morph knob over here that controls literally all the automations that you do inside of the plugin. So when I automate this morph, I can just pick one of these presets, and it'll basically, as you can see, it has these morphing lines here that you can create. So I can just add any kind of filter type, and then I can create a line, and then it does that, right? And then what you can do is you can actually add even more lines like this, and then it'll do much more complex. And what's really cool is that you can kind of just pick any of these presets when you have just a simple automation, and you can just kind of go ham. And it sounds cool. And even for like let's do right here, Nora Ripper. Let's do orbits. This one looks really fun. You have a bunch of really interesting like shimmer down. And we can even have this before the processing, and we can turn up the scale. So we can get some pretty crazy... yeah, I've seen this one. Amazing tool for neurosounds. Yeah, especially that. But even for like bass sound design, I have this this bass sound here. And then what I'm doing, I'm going to turn off the pitch map now. What's really cool is that, as you can see, I have a bunch of like automations here. So I have a peak that's gone up like this instead of having like a high pass filter. I have a tonal resonance here. I could go, oops, delete this. No, don't, damn it. Let me do that one again. I'm gonna reduce the volume of this one. I have a peak that goes backwards. I have a notch that goes backwards. I have a low pass filter that opens up like this. And what's really cool about all of this is that this shift button and this shift knob basically shifts the whole setup that you have. And you can pinch it. So it's a very creative tool in that case as well. They don't have any inbuilt envelope or like any built-in LFO modulation or anything like that. But with MORPH, you can kind of just take like an envelope follower, for example, and then that'll just follow. Just follow the... And what's really cool is when you automate the shift as well, and then run that through something like PITCHMAP, you get some really cool like resonances. So I'm going to turn up the scale here. I can mess around the... I can, for example, you can obviously automate anything like low pass, high pass, filter sweeps, all that kind of stuff super easily. Even on the snare here, I have a MORPH. We have just automated this MORPH here, and then I could just push this. And the cool part is I can kind of just move around the frequency and just kind of find a sweet spot. It's a really nice plugin. And then again for Reezers, it's really useful as well. And what I found especially useful is the parallel mode, where you can, for example, I'll go right to the middle. I can add 2 band passes, so I can do some crazy modulation like this, and maybe modulate this one over here, then modulate it over here, modulate over here. And turn up the scale, turn on the output. And you can shift the whole thing. You can obviously move the whole thing as well. If I just grab this one, I can move this one over here or over here. There's a lot of stuff you can do. It's really fun. Even have a stereo. It's a very creative tool. Imagine they would add VST support. But it is VST, isn't it? It is VST. 1 second. Software. MorphEQ. Learn more. It is VST, I believe. I mean, I'm using it as a VST. System requirements. VST free. There you go. Yeah, it's such a cool little thing. Like the fact that you can kind of just like have an automation like this and just hit default, and then just start from scratch as well, without the actual animation like disappearing. It's so cool. Whoops. Just don't move it around when... Let me put it in Pearl. Add another top one here. Let's put it to bandpass. Maybe put it to a high... how would notch filter work? Oh, there we go. Do a high pass. I think I like the series more. And the best part is just like adding, instead of adding band passes, just adding little like peaks. And they're just doing a automation up. So you basically just increase the resonance. And then let's put it to 30, yeah, like that. Let's get rid of the automation. Let's copy this over and then get rid of it here. And then we can just move this around. Let's increase that a little bit more. Turn up the scale. Turn up the PITCHMAP. You can get very creative with this. And I found, like, usually they don't have a demo, unfortunately, so you can't really check it out that way, but I kind of felt like this was going to be really useful. Especially, you know, paired up with something like Riku. And I love how you could use an envelope follower here to like kind of trigger the sub. But then on top of that, you can use the fall feature to make it last longer. Really cool feature. Bum, 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 bum. And I want to do this again. Brrr, brrr. Bum, 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 bum. Sweet. Cool. I don't know if the minimal audio guys ever showed up in the chat, or if they're currently watching. If they are, please say hi, because I do have a question about the plugin. I know. My helmet stopped working. Will you rework on some old IDs on stream? Yes, I will be doing that as well. I don't know what the vocals would sound like if we had them playing the actual thing. doesn't quite work. That's cool.
Tell me how.
Maybe add an elastic pitch in here, and then we'll pitch it down.
Tell me how. 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 Tell me
Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Now I want to try it an octave up and see if I can even do that. So I'm going to duplicate the base layer here. And I'm going to try and pitch map it in a way where we have it an octave up. It's probably going to be difficult to do, but let's try it. We're going to have to copy this. Just turn it off here. Now we're getting the pitch map back. It's going to start cutting stuff off. That's annoying. That's a bit annoying. Maybe if we just... I guess if there's like actual silence in between, it'll cut it off for some reason. Alright, put it to E. Natural minor. Click on here. There we go. Back. Is it this one? Yeah, and then maybe... Oh, okay. Bum, 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 bum. Oops. I think I deleted the yeah, this is so much cooler. Like you can basically make B sections with PitchMap, which is quite kind of insane. I love that a lot. Oh, that's so cool. So this is the original. And then this is the PitchMap version. Sounds so cool. Maybe we can do the same thing with this one. Who knows? I don't know, but we'll try it. We already have one PitchMap active here, so let's add a second one. There's going to be 200 milliseconds of latency, but it's going to be fine. E, natural minor, and then I'll just move it until I see it be correctly. There we go. I think I messed it up. Oops. Let's do that again. This is it. E, C, D, E. Yes. Move it over here. And now let's move these around. Sounds interesting. That's cool. I wanna like process this with a bit crusher. I think that's gonna sound cool. Bum, 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 bum. Let's try one of the new snares here as well. Like snare 02. I think that's gonna sound pretty nuts as well. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. Bum, 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 bum. right, cool. So, the transition was in time with the track and the right key. The transition was in time. Was in time? Oh, nice. I get it. Coolio. So I think we're nearing the end of the live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Obviously, I'm gonna take another 5 to 10 minutes to just talk to you guys if you have any questions. Because I usually end these streams quite abruptly, and today I kind of want to just to take a little bit of time here. So with that being said, you guys can shoot your questions. You had to come in at the tail end. Yeah, pretty much. We made this sick tune though. Listen to this. Like that. Damn, that's Max. Thank you very much. Feels like the drums get smashed a bit too fast. Get smashed? The preserved detail rack. Worth setting drums to -3 decibels if you're pushing it 3 decibels on the master. Shouldn't technically make a difference. Because smart clip is basically just like you can have either a utility before smart clip and then just like use the utility, or you could use the drive knob. It's basically the same. Luckily, because if you are using any other kind of like compressor or whatever with an output, you can just use that to dial it in by ear as well. Because I didn't want it to be solely dependent on the drive knob inside of the plugin, so you don't have to use that. But obviously the processing is still happening on that. You can hear this is with and smart clip without it, with it. So basically no difference. Sub is hitting a pretty constant 0, so I might want to turn that down -1 decibel. Yeah, that's cleaner. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, if I go too hard on the master for the thick sausage sound, my kick snare gets a bit squashed. Can fix it by turning them down 1 or 2 dB. Same you said with the sub 1. Yeah, exactly. Bum, 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 bum. Complex stuff going on. Gotta find out who's spamming me with those dating bots. It's quite annoying. I might have to fix 1 or 2 things on the rack though, because I am noticing a couple of things that I might fix. Yeah, I might have to fix 1 or 2 things about the rack. Copy the rack from the Patreon stream. Oh, sweet. Does the job until you release yours. Yes. I can... Hi. Hello. Cool. Alrighty. Well, I would say that would conclude this week's stream. Yes, my cough has almost gone away fully. You're right. It's almost gone entirely. Finally. That shit was so annoying. Bum, 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 bum. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll be seeing you guys next Friday, and then we're gonna actually produce some proper music again. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys around. Also, go ahead and stream my Pioneer remix, which is now out on all platforms. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let this play for 3 more times, and then I'll say goodbye. Oh, you could still hear me breathe.